Hi there, students. When I moved house, there was a huge hue and cry about it from my family. Okay, hue and cry. This is quite an interesting phrase. If there's a hue and cry, there are loud and persistent complaints. Some people are complaining about something, or they want you not to do something, or they want you to do something. When the new law was implemented, there was a huge hue and cry from the public, okay? Persistent outcry, complaining from them in public protests that they weren't happy about it. Almost like a persecution of the people who implemented this. Let's look at the origin of this, because the origin is quite interesting. Hue and cry originally comes from French or Norman. And hue comes from a French word meaning to shout, okay? And hue and cry, if we go a long way back in British history, I think from the 13th century, there was a law about hue and cry. The law said that if you saw somebody committing a crime, you had a legal obligation to shout, "Stop, thief!" And you also had a legal obligation to run after the thief and try and catch the thief, or the criminal, whatever they'd done. And also, anybody who heard this shout had the obligation, the legal obligation, to chase and try and catch the criminal as well. And this was called hue and cry. I think very often the criminal went and sought sanctuary in the church, but that's another question. Okay, so there was a hue and cry, like a public persecution of a criminal, yeah? Public persecution of somebody, and that's where we get this meaning today, or this idea today. There was a huge public hue and cry about the increase in fuel prices. There was a hue and cry about the closing of the library. Okay, people were upset and they continued to complain about it. I think if they introduced the euro into the UK, there would be a hue and cry. There would be a hue and cry. I think it's countable. I've seen in some of the dictionaries it says uncountable, but there's been a huge hue and cry about changes that have taken place. Okay? So, hue and cry. Now you know where it comes from and what it means, okay? So, if you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.